Yo, you in the studio?
Dude, you're like really loud, man. It's like feeding
Oh,
back and shit for some
I'm
reason.
sorry. My mouth was I
You're
was
like
right
trying to
up on
get
the mic.
morning DJ Joe in the afternoon.
Joe Davis here.
Joe Davis.
107.7.
Partly
You in the
cloudy
stu-
skies, chance of showers. Be careful of the COVID-19 out there, everybody. Here's some Steely Dan.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I've dabbled in radio.
I had my short 4 months in radio.
No, man,
Koza.
I've done a bunch of dumb like voiceover stuff for people's morning shows like yours.
All five listeners.
Minasan. Yeah. Is that supposed to be a secret? Did you tell people you did that?
No, man. I'm
Okay.
giving you full credit, dude.
That was one of my biggest paydays I ever got.
You should
Hey,
probably
so
do that as a side gig, man.
are we rolling or what?
Yeah, I'm recording right now. We're already
Okay.
1 minute in.
So is
I
this
appreciate you
is
doing this.
this that's all right? Is this live or is this you're gonna put this out at a later date?
I'm gonna put this on a later date. I'm gonna just extract the audio from Skype, and then create the actual podcast
Oh, okay.
from it. So,
So
but I may,
no one's gonna see how ridiculous I look in my Bob Evans hat.
I don't know. If you don't mind, I may post this on my Patreon, and for people who want to pay $5 a month, they can maybe get access to this video behind the
Dude, well,
scenes.
first of all, what is Patreon? You wrote that on the page today. I didn't know what the fuck that even meant.
So just think of it as like maybe like a Facebook, but people who follow you can also be a patron to you. So if they're followers, which you guys have thousands of followers right now, you and Mary, they can actually donate. You can set the price in different tiers. So like a tier one can be $5 or $2 a month, or just a one-time payment, and then you kind of give them. There's certain incentives that can come with it. So let's say $5, you're a producer of the show or a producer of your record or your music, and you give them a shout out. Or let's say in Mary's case, and this is why I think it's great for Mary too, is that she can start her lessons online. And then if you subscribe, let's say $10 a month, each video on a lesson that she gives, they'll have access to that.
Well, first of all, I'm confused, but yeah, I believe you. But see, what happens is when you do something like that, it'll hurt your feelings because you think, oh, I'm really awesome, and then you get nobody to sign up. It's like nobody comes to your birthday party. You put this thing out, and you're a little kid, you're like, Mom and Dad, nobody came to my birthday party. I hate everyone. Like those things.
Everyone said they were going to help out and do it.
I hate every. I'm just kidding. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna send me a link to that thing because I'll definitely.
Yeah.
Why not? Because dude, we gotta figure out how to do things now because everything's weird, man.
It is, yeah. It's I was gonna ask you, during this freaking COVID-19 shit, what's your thoughts, man?
Well, I mean, for one thing, we got to learn how to do pretty much everything over in our line of work. So I'm kind of, trying to figure out how we're gonna, we'll keep playing music. We'll do Facebook Lives and do stuff on YouTube and put videos and stuff out. But I mean, it's gonna be a while before we can start going out and playing festivals and playing at clubs and going on tour, man. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm anticipating it's gonna take a little bit longer than everybody else because I always plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah, no, same here. Like I don't think we'll even get close to somewhat normal until next year.
Yeah, man. I mean, what sucks for us is we had a big summer lined up. We had we're going to Germany and we're going to go play a big ass festival there. And if you didn't know, big ass is a metric form or a metric measurement in Indiana. But anyway, it was like 600,000 people were going to be at this thing.
600,000?
600,000, not 6,000, 600,000. And we were like the opening band. Like we were the ones that start the festival. I was like, this is the biggest thing we've ever. Oh, it's canceled. Oh, crap.
Yeah. When was that supposed to happen?
May 15th, I think. Whatever that Saturday is or Sunday. I can't remember. But yeah, man, coming up soon. And like I met all these cool people. Mary and I met folks that live there and then met folks that were going to take us. We're going to play in England, and then we're going to go to the Netherlands and play all these different places. And yep. So that's been put on the back burner for a while.
How did that all happen anyways with that gig? How'd you get that lined up?
Well, I don't know if I told you the story, but so when I was in the hospital, I met a lady who was in the room next to me. I was in a Japanese hospital, and there's a lady next to me. I'm like, "What are you here for?" She's like, "Heart attack." I'm like, "Oh, stroke. What's up?" So we're like high-fiving. So anyway, but so she was from Germany. She's married to a Navy guy, and so we were just talking, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm Germany. And I think that German people would dig your music. There's a huge German music festival called Japan Tag. And but in Germany they call it Japan Tag because it's a soft J. Anyway, like your name is Yo, and I think. But anyway, so yeah, so she's like, "Hey, you can I think you can do this." So man, she was relentless. Like she called the people like a couple times, that month, going, "Hey, I know this great band from Okinawa," and I'm sure they hear it all the time. But she's like, "Yeah," and she put the, her phone up to the stereo or whatever, listen to this stuff. And so they finally they said, "Yeah, I think they would work well." And so
they said, "Yeah."
They said, "Yeah, man." So I was so fired up because I've never been to Europe, and I'm a World War II history freak. So I was like, I had dude, you should have seen it, man. It looked like a murder map, you know what I mean? With all the little wire, the little, pieces of yarn going to different places that I wanted to go. Cause I watched, dude, I got problems, man. I watched the History Channel and the military history stuff. So I'll sit there and just study all the war sites in Germany. And I was asking my friends, I was all fired up, and they're like, "Oh, it's canceled." It's like, damn. So,
jeez, man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, but here we are. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, that's right, man. And no, I really appreciate you doing this too.
That's all right.
Kicking this podcast off, first episode here.
Dude, I'm the first guest of the Shima Gaijin podcast, and I'm also the announcer. So I'm also.
You've been a big part of this, man. Even when I was doing the Half Breed podcast, man.
Hey, you got to help each other out, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Plus, man, I mean, who doesn't want to go on a show and tell everybody how cool they are?
Or a good shit story.
Right. Man, I think
you have any good ones? You have any good ones?
No, not since I'm not that since I can remember. Nothing as good as the ones that I told it. They can go back and find those, but yeah, I haven't come close to crapping my pants here lately, so that's a good thing.
You recently posted a video. Was it all the collaborations of people who sent in their dance video, their dancing to your guys' song? Actually, what was the name of that song?
Chimugana-sa. And so we did that where we just said, "Hey, send us 20 seconds of you dancing foolishly in your house or do whatever you want." And I didn't know what was going to happen, but man, I mean, we had friends from all the way from, I mean, everywhere, from Germany to Zimbabwe to Brazil, Thailand, Malaysia, everywhere, Singapore. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's nuts.
Taiwan, yeah, it's nuts. So everybody was sending in their videos of them dancing in their houses and acting crazy, and like people sending videos of their pig walking around saying, "Yeah, dude, how am I not going to put a baby pig in a video, right?" But it was awesome, man. It was like 33 friends from 9 different countries did it. So I think we're going to work on volume 2 here soon. Just give people something to do. And I know everybody's doing their own video, but oh well, gives people something.
That's a new song, right?
Yep. And we're going to release that in May too, but I'm not sure when we're going to go ahead and release this next album, but we'll probably do it anyway because people got nothing to do. And I don't know, people keep watching these Facebook lives. So I think we got a captive audience. You might as well put it out now.
Yeah, this is the Facebook lives. You've been doing them on what, Sunday mornings in Japan, 10 a.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing like just playing, like doing solos, my own old songs and my solo crap on Saturdays. just because, why not? I need to practice, and I don't know. People seem to dig it. So, and what the other thing that's kind of cool, man, is like I met this lady, and she's from New Jersey, and she was wanting us to do some stuff for them for Asian Pacific Islander Month. But anyway, so she was just saying how cool it is that you can, I mean, like people like her and people like, a lot of other my friends, they don't go to clubs or they don't go really to places to see music. And we live so far away that they can't really see us play live. Now they can. So that's kind of cool. I mean, that's one of the cool parts about all this is the people that would normally not leave their couch or not leave their house. Cause man, I get it. I wouldn't want to be around, rock and roll music, I guess sometimes, or you have to watch a crappy opening band or whatever. Or maybe they just don't dig going out, so it's kind of given us a different audience, even though they're our friends. But when people share it, that's another thing that's cool, man. People like they do the watch parties or they share it, and then we'll get like every time it's like 40 or 50 new friends ask, send friend requests. So people are seeing it from different areas and they seem to like it. So it's pretty cool.
So you're just going to keep plugging away?
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't stop. I got too many guitars. I have to make an excuse to why I have all this crap in here.
One of my favorite sessions, when we were meeting up in Yomitan, when Mary and I were kind of working on that radio show, and we were in that back room on that second floor, and you and Mary just started jamming out. It was just cool, man. Just started, letting it flow, and just that's a bad example.
Wow,
but
wow. We're trying to make adult movies in here. What are we talking about?
But it was just cool, like it was organic, just watching you guys put something together just out of nothing, just it came alive.
The thing that's cool about playing with her is I've played with other girls that played Sanshin, and I played with other folks that play that kind of music, and they're great, in their own thing. But I think with Mary, since she has so much experience playing different kinds of music, she really, she stayed for a year in Brazil, so she really learned that kind of music, and then kind of played a little bit more pop style stuff. So it was really when you play with her, she can really catch the rhythmic thing, and I think and I can kind of catch what she's doing too, but we can kind of swing it a little bit more. And so usually Okinawa music is real straight, like gang 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 gang, it's like right on the beat. But if I'm playing, I'd be like down 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 down, you know what I mean? It's I don't know if it's coming through, but it's just a little bit of a different thing that you maybe can't hear as much, but you can feel it definitely. So and she can really pick up on that, and we kind of just feed off each other, like when we're making new crap, like what you saw. So that's what's fun about it, man. Because when you play with people when it's just not right, and it happens all the time. Like, it doesn't matter how great people are, you just got this little internal clock that's rhythmic thing. And I play with great famous people. Now I can't say who they are, but sometimes they don't fit with what I want to do, and I know I'm not fitting with what they don't want to do, because it's just like a different thing. And some people can be chameleons and fit into that stuff, and some people are just that. And she's definitely just that. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, she's very colorful and artistic in a way where, for her, like you said, the people Okinawans who play the Sanshin, she pushes the boundaries. She thinks outside the box. She's not afraid to do it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, man. When you get up on stage or when you play something, you got to be people that, oh, I could do that. Okay, go try it. You got to be fearless, man, because you're up there basically with no clothes on, because everybody's looking at you going, okay, so either you're good or you're not. So, and even if you're really good, like you're a great musician and you're up there and you look like you're shy and you just put your head down and just play, that's great. But to really be, that thing, she's got that for sure. Where she just goes out there and lights up the crowd. She's got a big smile on her face all the time. Even the people are not like, sometimes we'll go to places and we'll start playing and they're not like music people. Like we're like something like a nursing home or something. Like we were in a hospital. She didn't care, man. She just jumped up and started getting those people to move around. They're just like, okay, well, she's doing it. Well, we're going to do it too. So she's like, that's our job. We got to teach people,
Yeah. I mean, you got to be an entertainer, right?
Yeah. I mean, and if you're not having fun, people can pick up on that too. And if you don't mean it, people can pick up on that too. If you're just up there going, hey, I'm really cool and I'm jumping around, you're just like people like you be going, mm-hmm. That's pretty lame. But then and dude, that we've been out before where we've seen people and maybe it's not our kind of music, but if these dudes mean it, or the people that are up there really playing it, it doesn't matter who it is, if they mean it, we'll sit there and watch them.
Yeah, you feel the energy, right?
Yeah. Even music that I don't dig at all. That's like, it doesn't matter. If the people like really mean it and they're like putting everything they have into it, people will watch you. So.
That was pretty cool when you were in the hospital. Was that last year when that happened?
Dude, last year? Yeah, man. I'm a 1-year stroke survivor, dude.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Thanks. Congratulations on still being alive.
Man, but that was cool. Like when Mary showed up and you're in your hospital gown. Weren't you in your hospital gown playing?
So this is a true story. So I went to the hospital and I think I probably told you this, but off the air. But I'll tell this story. So I go into the Japanese hospital. I've never had surgery before, and they're like, "Hey, we got to put this loop recorder thing in your chest." And they keep telling me in this Japanese hospital through a translator how bad it's gonna hurt. So, and man, I'm the biggest wuss ever, dude. No tattoos. I mean, nothing, right? I'm a wimp. But anyway, so I'm just like, oh my God. So I'm kind of gripping it because they pushed the surgery back a week. So I'm like panicking for a week. And so anyway, my daughter's in there and she's helping me get ready for this thing. And this is before she had her baby. And so I'm sitting there. And the nurse comes in, they give me this gown to put on. They go, okay, you're going to be here for a week. So here's your stuff. And so they give me this kimono. You can see all this in the video. Not the part I'm going to tell you about. But so I'm like, okay. So they give me this kimono thing to put on. It's like made out of, hospital gown green. And they give me some other stuff. And it's got this mask. And so the nurse comes in. She's kind of young. And she comes in. She's like, hey, you got everything? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. I said, do I need to put this on now? And I hold up this mask, it's the same, same size as what Mary makes, but it's like green. And she's like, yeah, you need to put that on now. So I go to put it on my face. She's like, no. I'm like, what? She goes, that's your underwear. Joe, you think, and I know the people listening can't see this, but imagine like, I don't even know what, dude, like it's like a sanitary napkin with 2 strings on it or something like that. I'm like, well, first of all, this is way too big for me. No, but anyway, I was like, okay, but it was ridiculous, dude. It doesn't even like cover up like half of your butt. I'm like, why am I even? No, dude, it was like smaller than $1 bill with 2 strings. It was just 2 strings on it, man. I'm like, isn't this like something that like females use, like they're, when it's their thing? And so she's like, no, you got to put that on in case something happens. I'm like, well, how about I just leave it off, and I can just, you can just like, it'll be off. So if something happens, then it'll just be off because this is stupid. And so I said, no, you got to put it on. So I put the damn thing on and I'm like, my daughter's laughing, right? She's laughing her ass off and we're all in there laughing. And anyway, so I go in to get the surgery done. And yeah, anyway, that's my story, but I was in the hospital for a week, and so they're like, hey, one of the nurses came in. She's like, I think I've seen you before. Did you play music with a girl that plays a pink sanshou and an afro? I'm like, yeah, that'd be me. And she's like, I thought so. I saw you at remember when you and when Amy came to the
Halloween thing?
No. This was at the Naha Matsuri thing down when the whole family came. Remember you guys were there?
Oh yeah.
That big Orion Beer Festival or thing. So anyway, so she saw us there and she's like, "Hey, do you have your guitar?" I'm like, I didn't want to bring it because I thought I'd get in trouble. She's like, "Well, hang on a second." So she goes and she comes back like 15 minutes later, man. Like one of the hospital guys is there and he's like, "Well, I think it's okay to get your guitar." So, I had Mary brought my guitar in. I said, "If you want, I'll go play for them old folks on the second floor with her." And they're like, "Really?" So they get like the hospital president comes up there and the doctor's there. What the, Japanese way. "I think it's okay, but we have to really be serious." And they're like, "Oh, well, the hell with it. Yeah, you guys can go down there." So that's when that whole video thing took place. So I went and played a concert while I was a patient.
That was awesome, man.
It was awesome, dude. So we've gone back every month since then, or every other month, to play for them old people, man. Because how we made friends with all of them. So I got a bunch of 95-year-old friends, and they're cool, man. They're awesome.
Oh man, Mary, on your Facebook Live show this morning, you were talking about Mary. She's making masks, right?
Dude, Mary masks.
Mary masks. That's what they're called, Mary masks. And
Mary masks.
Did you say that she had over 200 orders?
Dude, so she started making these things, and you know her, dude. You're friends with her. She's not anything like me and you. She's like a real nice person. Like she's not faking it like Joe. She's not like you where you can like turn it on. She's just a nice human being, right? She's totally different than us. But she was like making them for free. Like she probably gave away, I don't know, 30 or so to people. She was making them, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But then people, like, she started making them, and I'm like, these cost money. You got to go out and pay for all this fabric and do all this stuff, and plus you don't have a job. We're not playing music, right? Mary's whole job's playing music. So she's not teaching at the youth center, right? She's not teaching really anywhere. So I'm like, just charge whatever. She says, well, I don't want to charge $10. That's what everybody else is charging like 10 or 15, right? So she's like, right. I'm going to charge $8. I'm like, okay. So she sold like 100 in the last 3 weeks or so. And so then I put that thing on my Facebook yesterday, and now she has 230 orders. Jeez. Like all over the world. So everybody wants them. And she's like, I'm gonna have to like maybe get some help to get these things done. She can only make like 20 or 30 a day if she like works all day.
She'd have to get her sisters and brothers and nephews and nieces.
Get some of them old folks down at Itomon, man. They got nothing to do. So get them down there working. Get like your little sweatshop of Itomon people down there and start pounding out them masks. But they're cool, man. Like I've got a couple of them, and so I'm really happy that she can do that. Plus, it's helping people that, that first of all need masks. The second thing is they probably dig Okinawa. So
she's making it out of what? Out of the bingata.
Yeah. So she's making the bin. It's part like half bingata, half fabric kind of designs. So I'm really happy for her, man, that we can help her out and help other people, because that's her thing. Is what is it? Help friends, help family, or save friends, save family project.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
She came up with so.
Save friends. Was it save what? Save lives.
Save friends, save family out there. Save family, save friends project. So
for someone who's listening, how can they order a mask from her?
Well, I mean, you can go to the Facebook page. You can go to the OkinawaAmericana.com, send us a message. Okay. And so she's, and the problem is it's kind of hard to send like one or two to the States. You gotta get a few more, because I got a few people are like, I just want one. I'm like, oh, it's kind of a long way to go for one. So, but usually people order like 5 or 10, but they're like $8 a piece and like $2 a ship. So it's not so bad.
That could be like her new thing, man. She wears a bingata style kind of mask while she's playing with her afro, and then she can sell those at the show or sell them online.
The afro's gone, dude. She's got like blonde hair. She looks like Madonna's illegitimate Asian sister now or something.
I ain't gonna lie. When I walked into the youth center a couple months ago, and she had just dyed her hair, and
you didn't know who she was.
I saw the back of her head, and I was like, oh, who's this eye candy? Who's this? And she turns around like, oh, what's up, Mary?
That's Mary. Yeah, it kind of freaks people out, especially because they've seen just the videos, of her with that massive Diana Ross afro. And so like people, they'll see us now and they're like, hey, where was that girl? I'm like, yeah, it's her, man.
So with this new album, do you guys have a new title?
I think we're just calling it, I think Tachi 2. And,
Tachi 2.
Whatever.
How many songs do you guys have?
10, but probably 11 because we're going to put another one on there because we got time to do it now. So we're probably going to do maybe one more, but probably 11. But man, we're happy with this one. I think it's better than the first one, but I think the next one's always the best one.
But, dude, that first one's my favorite, man.
Yeah, man. Dude, I'm sweating my ass off in here. I hope that shows up on video.
Nah, I don't think so.
You're
sweating because why? You nervous or because you're so pissed off at Skype before we kicked it off here?
Dude, I was like calling a bomb threat mad. I was pissed. I couldn't figure out how to get Skype to work. I'm like, I haven't used this since the early 2000s.
When you texted me, I haven't used this shit since like 1990.
Yeah, dude, I'm serious. I haven't used it for I don't even know how long.
Yeah, I know. Who uses Skype, right? FaceTime is just
it kind of took over. But so you can record this.
Yeah, I'm recording it right now.
And you can take the audio. That's cool. I hope my level is good enough. The level's coming through good enough.
We'll find out. Things are gonna, I'm still working out this whole process. I just ordered a Zoom H6. It's gonna take like a month to get here, but order some mics and I need to get a setup. This house is not doing it because I live right by the airfield. Remember that one time you and Mary came to the house and after you guys got done playing, like a jet flew over our house?
About
That's freedom right there, baby.
Yeah. It's just like today. It's like it's awesome when your dog starts barking, like right in the middle of your live show. That's always a good thing too.
Yeah, I gotta get a spot or something,
Yeah,
but,
man, it's hell. We're not gonna be able to leave the house for probably another 3 months or so. So we better get used to it.
Yeah, that's why I picked this up. I've been talking about doing my own thing and doing this podcast, but just been so busy with judo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teaching that I just couldn't make the time. But so now I have nothing but time.
Dude, talk about that sucks, dude. Because your whole life is touching people, man.
Yeah,
seriously.
Tell me about it.
You can't get any closer to people besides having intercourse than what you guys do. That's why you can count me. You can put me down for a no when it's talking about rolling around doing jiu-jitsu. I love watching them guys, and you guys are crazy.
Yeah, I can only do so many solo drills now. I don't know what else I want to do.
Dude, everybody's gonna suck when they go back to training. Everyone's like, "Oh man, what's this?" Think about it, man. This is probably the longest. Well, this is probably the longest you've ever gone, isn't it? When's the last time you went this long without rolling?
Probably when I first came to Okinawa in the military, because at that time I didn't even know if there was judo off the base. It was just hard to come by back then. So there was probably a good 9 months, maybe close to a year, where I wasn't doing any judo. And so this is probably the longest since then. So maybe 18 years.
And I'm guessing. That's one of those skills that you gotta keep on it, man. It's like talking. You're not gonna forget how to do it, but it's just that probably takes time, right? To get your timing back and all that stuff.
Yeah, timing, grip strength, agility, all of it, technique, being sharp. I guess the good thing is that I'm not the only one that's not practicing, so we're all gonna be pretty shitty when we come back, huh?
That's one of the reasons too, man. Why I'm gonna start doing a show. Just doing my solo stuff on Saturdays just so I can keep my chops up because man, talk about it goes away, man. I can still play, but it's totally different when you're playing in your house and you're just down here piddling around practicing or doing whatever. But then when you get out in front of 20 people or 100 or 1,000 people, man, that's when the lights come on, then it's like, oh, you remember real quick. It's like, damn, I haven't done this for a while. So I don't want to be like, complete crap when I come back, when this thing all comes back. So, and it's weird, man. What else is weird too, is when you're doing the the live stream stuff, you get no feedback, right? Like you just start, the song stops and then that's nothing, right? You're like, damn, I hope people dig this, right? Because you get nothing. I can't imagine what like a stand-up comedian or one of those, guys doing their shows from home, without a studio audience.
No clapping, no
Yeah,
cheering, no
nothing. So
laughing.
you can't really tell if your stuff's working or not. You're just like, hey, like when I told that story about my sanitary napkin underwear story, like I couldn't, if you didn't laugh, like I can't imagine, like, was that funny? Did anyone get that? That's cool. Maybe not. So anyway, I think, it's got to find ways to keep doing whatever we're doing, man. So don't beat up Amy. You can't be throwing her through the wall and stuff.
Yeah, I think I only used her once as a training partner over here at the house. I don't think she liked that.
Man, I'm sure she probably didn't, Joe. Here, grab me with your left hand. No, other hand. He started turning into like, what was that douchebag on Napoleon Dynamite? What was that sensei's name?
Oh, I forget his name.
So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you turn into that guy. Left hand, no other hand. Man,
what's your process like when you guys are creating music or your album and all of that? Do you have something that's specific that you do?
Man, for me, I've been around a lot of people that they just write songs every day or every other day, or they just write songs. And I've tried, and sometimes I can do it, like if I sit down and like force myself to do it. But for me, man, it's anymore. I'm just, if it hits me, I'll stop what I'm doing and write down a note, sing something into my phone, and then call her up and say, hey, this is what I got, or I'll send it to her and she'll come up with an idea, or I'll send it to my buddy Dave Strom. You know him. So he's great at writing lyrics. And so I'll write like one line of a song and then I'll send it to him. He'll write the rest of it and I'll give him half credit because fuck him, dude. I'm just kidding. But I'll like, so, and I'm like, dude, I did all the work, even though you just wrote the thing. So anyway, so we got kind of that's our process really. So I'll come up with a part of it, and then it's kind of teamwork with all of us, and that seems to work for us. But we're not putting out 2 albums a year, so we don't write a whole lot, but it's pretty cool because we can just sit down and make something happen. So if we need a song, we can get one. Yeah, but it's we don't really have there's no science to it. It just kind of inspiration hits at different times for us.
How is Dave? Did he leave the island?
Yeah, man, he's in South Carolina. I called him the other day. He was watching us today, but he's doing good. He's trying to come back over, but yeah, he wrote probably, well, I think he wrote like 3 or 4 songs on my last album that we did 20. He wrote a lot of those with me, and then he's written some of the other stuff with me and Mary for this one. So he's a huge help, man. I mean, when you got a guy like that that's had that much pain in his life, you got to take advantage of it. Because all his songs are about pain or, something that happened in your life that sucks. So, I mean, we got to take advantage of people that have gone through those kinds of things. Hey, so can you write that down?
That's what makes music come alive, right? Something that's
man.
True and the feeling, right? Coming out and putting it on paper and expressing it, right?
Yeah, and the other thing about like one song that we did, and you'll hear it at some point, but it's just me and a piano because I was in Nashville recording, and my buddy, Mark T. Jordan's a great piano player and has played with everybody, and I'm like, hey, I got this one song. Do you got time to do one more? So we just went in there and I sang it live while he played it. And then this is the power of technology. So then I sent it to be mixed from a dude in India. I've probably told you this before, but my friend Vinju VJ in India, he scores films for like the Bollywood stuff. He's awesome. So he mixed it and goes, hey, I want to put something else in here. So he put some string stuff on there. And it was really awesome. It ended up sounding like something that should be on the Lion King or something, right? It was just one of those huge things. And then I sent it, a year later when we're ready to release it, I told Mary, I said, let's put this on our records. She's like, okay. So I sent it to my friend John in Fort Wayne, Indiana, who we just met, and he's mastering it. He goes, you know what would be really cool, man, is a violin solo. I'm like, oh man, I don't know about that. And he goes, I'll tell you what, the guy's coming over to do a session with me, and so if you like it, cool, you can keep it. If not, and you can pay him. If not, then no harm, no foul. You don't got to pay him anything. I'm like, all right. So he puts this thing on there, man, and he sends it to me, and it was freaking awesome. It was literally one of the coolest things ever, what this guy played. And I was like, holy crap. And so, I emailed the guy. I'm like, what do I owe you for this? And it was like, next to nothing. He's just, I'm just cool to play on it. And I'm like, look at the bottom. He's like, first chair Philharmonic Orchestra from somewhere in Indiana. Like, dude, this guy's like a virtuoso guy.
Wow.
This beautiful violin part. I'm like, and I've never met him. I met John once. I've only seen John in person once, but he mastered the whole album. Vinju, I've never seen in person in my life. He's the one that's on that video of the two guys dancing, the twins.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're from India. Yeah. So, awesome. That's the first time I've ever seen him. I've never even
really?
I've never even FaceTimed him or nothing, but we've been friends for 4 or 5 years. So it's just cool, man. The power of technologies to get, different kinds of people together and get ideas and stuff. It's really cool, man.
That's awesome. How you get introduced to these musicians in different parts of the world. Like in Tennessee, and you get there, and it's like, yeah, I know a guy who can play a mean, piano or a certain instrument, and they come in, they start collaborating with you. That's crazy, man. How that happens.
And the weird thing is, and this sounds really cheesy, but all of it came from being here in Okinawa. That's what's so weird about it, man. Like somehow somebody I met here when I started playing music had this whole 20 years of circus act crap that I've done in my life. It happened because of something that happened on a 70-mile long piece of land in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's kind of,
yeah.
This is a strange place, man. And I know you've had it too, where you meet somebody and somehow somebody, and all of a sudden you're like 10,000 miles away because of this place. It's weird how that all works.
Yeah, this island is it's truly multicultural, right? If you think about it, like even with Amy, my wife, right? She everyone at that school, they were all mixed race, majority of them, right? Indian, Korean, Chinese, Taiwanese, people from Africa. I mean, it was just a mixed culture. And so you have all these connections. And this is even happening like even before the civil rights, back in the 60s. I mean, these kids were all going to school and stuff. So, I mean, there's just all these connections and things that happen. Even, probably like during the Ryukyu Kingdom, this place was a hotbed for trade, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a history of just, this culture running through it.
I remember like one of the guys, he was one of my professors in college, but I told him I was going to Japan. And he's like, well, where are you going to move to? I said, probably, Okinawa. He's like, Okinawa's not Japan. And I was like, man, fuck you, dude. Like, I didn't know, but he's right. It's not. Dude, this is absolutely not Japan. It's not. I mean, if you've been up to mainland and you see, that's Japan. Like if you go and you see things up there, I mean, parts of this looks like that a little bit, but exactly what you're saying. Like, who taught me how to play music was, a 50-something-year-old black dude that was in the Marine Corps, that was in the Vietnam War, that played the blues, man. He was awesome. So, and then a guy playing bass was from Israel. It was in this club. And this other dude was from Jamaica playing drums in this club that's where I went every single day. Like nobody was from here. There wasn't one Okinawa person that was really up there playing except for, maybe the harmonica player and sometimes a guitar player. So like you said, people come here for all these different reasons. You got Marines and Air Force and Army and Navy and everybody else. But then you've got all that other trade stuff, like these merchant Marines that roll in, and you get these other people. Like this is another thing that was crazy. There's this kid sitting there one day in Tobacco Road I'll never forget this. And he was real quiet, and he kind of talked every once in a while. And I'm like, so hey, well, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm a student. I'm like, oh, okay. Are you from, where are you from? Like mainland? He's like, no, I'm not from here. I'm from North Korea. And I was like, oh, okay. That was like before I even knew that like North Korea was like, you know, what North Korea is, right? And I'm
The
like,
place to be.
yeah. And so these Marines were like, dude, he's from North Korea. Like this is in the 90s, right? And they're like, they just came over and started talking to us. I'm like, they're like, so what's it like over there? And so, well, we can't really do a whole lot. I kind of like it here, but I have to go back. I said, why don't you just stay? He's like, it's kind of hard to stay, you know, because dude, they'll kill your family if you stay.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, that it's just so many cool people that you meet here. But yeah, this place is for some reason is like a conduit for so many awesome things in my life and your life and everybody else. I mean, you tell somebody you're from Okinawa or you've been there, it's all of a sudden they're like, oh, you must know so-and-so. And then, you know, so-and-so. And most of the time we do. Right. I mean, there's not that many degrees of separation.
I mean, yeah, you see that gate too as well, you know. That place must be a ghost town right now, right?
I mean, they got probably tumbleweeds going down that road in that place.
They can finally wash all the piss and vomit off the street now that nobody's there.
I feel so bad though for, you know, Cody and all of our friends and
oh yeah,
you know, James, everybody that owns stuff down there and these restaurants. It just sucks so bad, you know, for them. And there's really, I mean, the Air Force is still kind of open for business, like drive-through stuff, but I hate what they're going through right now. And it's like, there's nothing we can do. All I know is that when this is over, I know Mary and I, we're just going to go play everywhere. We're going to do like Okinawa Americana Fest every day, every weekend somewhere. We're going to go play and try to get money for these folks as much as we can. Cause they're hurting, man. I mean, musicians are hurting, the clubs are hurting and restaurants and everything, hotels. I mean, man, think about those hotels in Naha, completely empty.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy, man.
All the tourism stuff is just gone. So,
yeah, the tourism is with it being so low, no one's here. Kind of reminds me of Okinawa like 15 years ago. Before this tourism, you know, boom started happening over here.
Before like turned into like Chinese street down on Kokusai Street.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw some videos and pictures that people put up. You've probably seen them like this week of Kokusai. I mean, Kokusai is
ghost town,
shut down. But then, you know, I went for a walk. I walked over by the new, you know, by my house. So I walked, you know, across that big ass bridge over by the mall, and there's this little tiny kind of private, crappy little beach that I used to go sit out, you know, with when my kids were little. Man, that was packed full of people. I'm like, what are you guys doing, man? Just hold on a minute. Everything's going to be okay. Because we need this crap to go away. And it's not like, hey, it's not going to happen here. Yeah, we're different. Yeah. It's not, and it's not easy to get either. I'm being sarcastic. But it's like, oh, I'm not going to get it. Oh, really? So Tom Hanks got it and all these other different people got it, but you're not going to get it? That's cool. Yeah, you're special. You're not going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Okinawans and Japanese have a hard time with the whole social distancing. I had to push a cart at the Sane grocery store between me and this lady because she was like right up on me, you know, waiting in line. Yeah, stop breathing on me, lady. But
well,
yeah,
I mean, at least
Golden Week's coming up. It's gonna get crazy.
Yeah. Hey, we just recommend that you don't come. How about you just shut it down?
Yeah, and don't
that's
come.
Not. Yeah, that's okay. Don't get me started. You know, I'm ready for a vaccine or some light at the end of the tunnel, man. Because I don't see it for a while. But you know, prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Yeah. You know, they say it's supposed to the rainy season is supposed to kick off here during Golden Week. So I just hope it just pours like cats and dogs for like 10 days. So when the tourists do come, because they're dumbasses, that they just stay inside and it
Well,
just rains and rains and rains.
I got a funny story. So, we went to Ishigaki like before. This is probably 2 months ago. We were down there, and they were saying, yeah, when this COVID thing starts, we're hopefully that these mainland people don't start coming down here, because I know it's starting to kick up there. And then we left, and like 2 weeks later, I'm getting these messages from my Ishigaki friends. These damn mainland Japanese keep coming down here. Now we got COVID cases. My other friend from Tokyo was like, yeah, I was just down there in Ishigaki. We had a great time. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, yeah, everybody hates you, but that's cool.
Man, I knew this stuff was going to get bad. I remember in February, I canceled all my tickets. I was supposed to go to Taiwan in March. I was supposed to go to the States for a week in April. And like February 20th, I said, screw this. I'm canceling everything.
Well, you remember that moment when you're like, because I know you're probably like, man, this ain't nothing, dude. This ain't going to be like, and then you're like, gosh, okay, yeah. I put my feet up on that couch like a Rick James. I didn't put my feet up on it. Yeah, I put my feet. Yeah, this is bad. Seriously, man. I remember that moment, because I was like, oh, well, I can still, we can still do these shows together. No, we can't, because it's an Itoman, and I don't want, plus I don't want to get sick, dude. I just, my immune system's not what it used to be. I'm in the wrong age group. So I'm in a good chance that I'd freaking keel over, man. I can't be having this stuff.
Yeah, 135 as today. 135 people sick
that we know
or
about.
Dead that we know about. Yeah, exactly. Dude, I just saw a whole bunch of kids at the park when I tried to take my dogs over there just to let them run in the grass for a little bit. Kids out there on the swings. I saw a couple of Americans pitching a tent out there doing some lawn game or something.
What?
Just it's ridiculous, man. People can't just stay in for just a couple weeks.
Man,
weeks.
Sometimes
come on,
dude. Yeah, sometimes like people like that, that's when somebody needs to come up with a Dexter needle and like wearing a freaking like a white lab coat. Just come with me and just hit him with that. Just okay, come on, come with me, and you just pull him away, put him in a truck. What are you doing? Seriously, like what the hell are you like? We're not even like, and I know now like there's people out taking pictures of people going to Family Marts and stuff, taking pictures of Y plates. And why would you even think about, because that's all people want to do is get other people in trouble, right? Like you could have taken videos of them and I'm going to put this on the 3MF webpage. There's people that actually do that, right? So it's like, why would you
looking for trouble, right?
Yeah. And then, someone's going to do something really stupid too. Like someone's going to do, I don't even know what. They'll just like sleep in a Coco's or something while they're eating and take a nap in there and then get arrested for being drunk or something. And then we'll all have to pay for it. Now we're going to turn off the electricity in your house or something. No, but man, I do not envy the people anybody having to make any of the rules or enforce the rules, because man, I don't know if did you see the 3MF webpage of the Facebook when they put that thing up that you couldn't go to drive-ins anymore?
Oh my gosh, I read all the comments. I was dying.
Yes, people were like losing their mind.
The one that got me laughing was someone said, so we can't go and do pickup or drive through off base, but I can go to AFES on base where there's a Japanese worker.
Dude, I saw that too.
Or the mess hall and pick up.
Right. I thought that was funny. And the other ones are like people have never cooked in their lives. Oh, right. Yeah. They're just like one of my coworkers, she'll remain nameless. But dude, she was telling me, I'm one of those guys. I don't ever cook. Dave, you don't understand. Well, go get a crock pot.
Just throw it all in there. Turn it on.
Wait. Come on, Joe, help me out here. Hello, Dinty Moore beef stew. Tell me you didn't eat that crap with your dad back in the day, right? Remember that crap?
Dinty
Moore beef stew. It came in that can, and it's got like 9,000 milligrams of sodium. It's got like 6 weeks of your sodium intake in one can. I'd eat that, dude. Yeah,
it's an MRE in a can, right?
Yeah, dude. Me and my dad used to eat that crap with saltine crackers, like I was growing up. Like that was 2 times a week. That's probably why I had a stroke. Everybody just all caught up on me
Caught
at the
up with
same
you.
time.
It's a good old Indiana diet, huh?
Oh, yeah. But, between that, man, I don't know. Go get a couple Bob Evans breakfast bowls. Remember my dad used to eat those too? I can't believe he lived as long as he did. For all the crap that he shoveled into his pie hole.
I didn't know what Bob Evans was until I think I was like 19. I came back from Japan training judo, and we went to Florida for the nationals, and we went into a Bob Evans. But yeah,
Well,
talk
Joe,
about some.
I call it Robert Evans because that's how I roll. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Bob Evans is. I mean, there's like, I mean, I don't know for sure, but there's probably not a whole lot of nutritional value in anything that they're serving in that place. But if you don't like it, you're just wrong, right? You can't really debate it. I mean, you're just wrong. A place is awesome. And you remember they started putting like calorie counts on stuff. I mean, it was like 2,500 calorie meals and stuff. I'm like, isn't that like what you're supposed to have in a day in your breakfast? I love that stuff, man. They're biscuits and gravy. But dude, if you want to talk about crap in your pants, you put that right up there at the top of the list, man. If you've got some problems, or if you got some constipation stuff, that'll help.
I was gonna say, yeah. If Phillips isn't working for you, you might want to just go to Bob Evans,
just
right?
go to Robert Evans or Del Taco or one of those. I don't know how we always end up talking about these things, but it just happens.
Hey, you and I, we're big UFC fans. We like to talk about it. I remember we always go back and forth texting during the UFC fights. But hey, Fight Island, what do you think about that?
Dude, so what Bruce Lee movie was that? They had Fight Island. Remember that?
Yeah, was that his last one that he did?
I don't remember.
Was that Enter the Dragon?
I can't remember, but man, I don't know. I mean, I hope they got good testing kits because I mean, I'm pretty sure those guys are pretty close to each other. They're not doing social distancing either, right? I mean, you got blood and spit and sweat and everything else, you're exchanging. But man, I don't know what was I'm kind of trying to think what was the last fight that I saw, but dude, I've gone down the biggest rabbit hole ever. And I told you about this fake martial arts stuff.
McDojo.
Like, dude, when they get exposed, dude, that's so humiliating. And I can't not watch it. Like I have to watch it. Like some dude, like the Kung Fu guys, the like MMA guy, like the kind of the rotund dude that always goes and beats up the Kung Fu masters, and then the Chinese government's all mad at him. I don't even know what his name is. But he'll just like beat the freaking shit out of these Kung Fu dudes. And like, it's unbelievable. And they're like, and they keep putting people in front of them. I'm like, have you guys learned your lesson yet?
You ever follow the guy on Instagram? It's called McDojo.
No, I don't think so. You gotta send that to me.
Okay, I'll tag you in the next one. How about the Japanese TV show where they'll visit a country where it's like a guy who says he's a sushi chef or a judo expert.
That's one of my favorite shows. But the one with the judo guy, and he goes to like France or Belgium or some shit, and he's in it, and those dudes are doing like backflips and stuff in judo, and he's Olympic world champion, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Probably what gave it away would be his ears, right? His ears are all jacked. I'm like, you guys didn't see that?
My favorite one's the sushi guy. The sushi master actually goes to these different countries, and they got like mayonnaise drowned in, in rice and all sorts of shit. And then he comes in and just puts on this whole display, but while wearing like a Nacho Libre mask.
Well, the thing I think I like about that show is it doesn't like really humiliate those people for being complete dumbasses, but most of the time they're pretty happy that someone actually came and showed them the right way to do something.
Right.
Because, dude, that if anybody could have been a total ass, it could have been that judo guy. Because he's at the end, he's like, you guys probably shouldn't do this because it's kind of dangerous that you might get somebody killed. You're doing stuff that's like not even remotely accurate, not quite as bad as the guys that have all the key energy where they just go flying across a room. You know what I'm talking about? Those guys are awesome too, because that's real.
It's like a subtle, like, they don't go after them, but they just kind of subtly make them look stupid.
Yeah. Hey, this doesn't work when you try to throw him, because he just stops, right? And they try to throw him, because usually people just go with him, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like when we're doing this for real, like you're kind of, people are fighting against you. But man, I'm serious, Joe. I've went down this rabbit hole where I'll sit for hours and watch, or those street fights. Where those guys at? Where they're like, these dudes are in like a grass field. Like there's one policeman fighting somebody, and these dudes are like, I've watched hours of that crap too. I think they're speaking Spanish. I don't know where they're at. You know what I'm talking about? You've seen that one?
I haven't seen that one. No.
But these dudes can fight for real, and they're like, all different styles, but they're, no one's getting humiliated. These guys can actually fight. So that's kind of fun. I'll watch that. And I don't know.
Do you ever see the one where it's a bunch of like those Fast and Furious, souped up cars at the gas station? Did you see that one? These two fat guys, Hispanic guys, go at it.
No.
And they can't fight at all, like tripping and falling down.
Dude, that'd be me. See, dude, I've watched enough of that shit.
Fat and the Furious.
But see, okay, like that's why I don't go talk shit to people. Like I get pissed, right? But what if I rolled up on you and I didn't know? I'm like, oh, who's this freaking Amish dude with a beard, right? Who's this guy with a beard? Oh, Ezekiel's gonna get out and kick my ass with a rake, right? And it ends up being Joe, and you freaking throw me through a car window or something like that. That's why I don't do that.
The window and then take your Bob Evans hat.
Right, and then take my Bob Evans hat. That's why I don't mess with people. I mean, that's kind of a good thing to kind of live your life by, is don't mess with people that can kick your ass. And if it's everybody, then you don't have a problem. So that's kind of like, I've just seen so many people that you never thought that would know what they're doing, and they can hurt you, man.
Oh yeah, man. There's tons of people in jiu-jitsu, man. You look at them and like world champions or people, they don't look like, they look like pushovers,
And
but
dude,
they'll fuck you up.
There's so many people that train MMA now.
Yep.
That can do everything. That's why it's like not fair for some guy that just trains in one thing to fight somebody who's trains in everything, and everything he's ever done has been punched in the face and like grappled with and knows how to deal with adversity. And if you're doing stuff where it's kind of like almost like exercise at that point, you know what I mean? And then when shit doesn't go like you want it to go, people just start panicking. That's what it looks like. You're just like, oh, like the Mike Tyson. Everybody's got a plan until they got punched in the nose.
Yep. Exactly. They go into a survival mode, right?
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're doing. They're just trying to survive, as if they're being attacked by a lion or something.
And you're just hoping that Herb Dean jumps in to stop it. But if Herb's not there, man, then you're in trouble.
All right, Dave. It's been almost an hour, bro.
Because it took like 15 minutes for me to unscrew this stupid ass Skype. So hopefully you get something good out of this. If not, we'll do it again. It's just like the shit we talk about if I came over to talk to you anyway.
Yeah, no,
we'll talk about the same shit.
I hope you can be a regular on the show.
Hey, anytime, man. And good luck with everything. And we'll get a whole shitload of good guests for you lined up.
I appreciate that. That's cool, man.
Hey, dude, whatever you need, man. All you gotta do is ask.
All right. I'll plug your stuff in the closing credits.
Yeah, tell everybody to we got to hit up our YouTube page so we can get more people subscribed to that. So I'll send you links to that shit.
Yeah, please do that, and I'll put it in there.
All right, bro.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, bye.